Okay, so welcome to round. This is the first round I'm recording with this, which is technically round two of the MOCS monthly this month. Um, this is a pretty clear keep, I think. It's just serum visions and stuff, uh, combo pieces. I need to find lands, but I'm okay keeping this one lander. Oh boy. Okay, I like that. That's much easier to think about. So, unfortunately, I'm going to have to fetch. I think I want to get a black. Like both of those. I'm going to draw the Delta second. So the oh no was I didn't want to get into the nonsense of a blue white red matchup. Uh, so our opponent did not flip Delver. It's just too much thinking, honestly. Whereas Delver, I can actually play like a disruptive game. It's too much thinking for this early in the tournament, and also kind of for recording. Though I guess this card would make the blue white red matchup pretty. I did draw that after my hand started, but so bottom top. The question here, I think. Uh, I think I have to pull the trigger on terminate then. The only problem was if it wasn't spell pierce or remand, if it was like a bolt or something, I would have waited to. Yeah, we're just gonna get Geist this turn, which is a big problem. Oh, we didn't get Geisted? That's so lucky. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna fetch on my opponent's upkeep. I think. Sure. What did they flip? So I know they have Pierce. Oh, just doing this to like force action at weird times. There's no remand or anything in my opponent's graveyard, so there's no Snapcaster blowouts. Wow, that's a hand. Um, think I'm supposed to take their click. So path, pierce, leak. Yeah, the click seems like obnoxious stuff. That was a very good draw here. Um, I'd prefer to trade something else for Mana Leak here. So I'm going to Exarch on upkeep. I'd rather Exarch die than Pestermite in this board state, even though my opponent's a Lightning Bolt deck. I don't think I'm in a combo-ish position right now. Um, And I like forcing action, like specifically if I tap my opponent's white source before they can play a Geist. Like that's just my concern right now. I can beat anything that isn't Geist, it feels like. That was a mistake. It's pretty minor, but it was a mistake. I just want to snap visions here and gas up. I need to start getting some beats on here, and ooh, these are all great. I want every one of them. I don't see the immediate need for the Snapcaster Mage, so I'd like to draw the Lightning Bolt first. Yeah, everything about that Serum Visions was absurdly good. So I know Path and Pierce out of my opponent's hand. I have to be ready for Gifts Ungiven game 2, potentially. Is that getting pathed? Really? Really? Oh, Helix me? Yeah, sure. You have, done it. It's a very strange maneuver on my opponent's part, it feels like. So I know Path. That's actually awesome. Because my Kolaghan's commands are actually good. The Exarch got Mana Leaks instead of Path is great. Just remember to not... I'm telling myself this. Sure. I'm okay with initiating this fight. My opponent would like to Snapcaster Leak. I'm okay with that. So, Path and Pierce. Don't be Geist. That I can fight. So if I bolt, Pierce, pay. This is bad. I should have. I should have Kolaghan's commanded my opponent in response, I think. Um, I'm starting an okay fight here. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to make any actions yet. Yeah, starting that fight at that point was bad. I'm going to get back Pestermite and make my opponent discard a card. This is an okay fight to start. I guess it's possible that if I start that fight and run my opponent out of stuff, I get to a point where I can snap. I actually, yeah. I messed that up. I should have traded Remand for Spell Pierce there on my opponent's end step. So they mana leak, I remand my own Kolagon's command, and then they can Spell Pierce, but it's also possible I should have upkeeped this one to force the fight at a point where it takes out a spell for sure, as opposed to potentially just opponent has drawn a land for the turn. Okay, that's a very good draw. Means I'm insulated from a Snapcaster Mage, which is like one of my opponent's main ways to do anything here. Let's get aggressive. Yeah, let's just continue to force all the action. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should never expose myself to a Snapcaster Mage from this point out. Resto? So this actually... I like getting it first so I can't get blown out, even though I immediately take the damage to do it. But... we're just going to do this and get into Kolagon's command rebuy mode. If my opponent has a kill spell in response, I remand my own twin. So I'd like to deal 2 damage, rebuy Snapcaster, and deal 2. Nope, that's fine. So I have another command, right? Yeah. Yeah, I have lethal this turn. Cool. So, Delver. I don't think I want to be as in on the Splinter Twin plan here. I think I want to go down to the classic, like, two less of those, two less of those. I want to cut like a remand. I don't want a ton of that. Not a big fan of Spell Pierce here. Spell Snare is great because it kills Snap. I like all of these cards, so I get to board in 6. I like Terminate because I just think my opponent might have cards. I mean, including Mentor that need to die. Um, they have Mentor. Well, I like Anger against Mentor and Geist. I like these 6. Just like the Miser Thoughtseize to get places. I don't like multiple Keranos because I feel like I can get tempoed out if I have too much of that effect. But PA and Charon's just insane, so that's great. Yeah. I don't like two Thoughtseize. I don't like Negate. I like a number of. It's possible that the. I'm just concerned about a gift sideboard. I think that if I don't see gifts, I could go down a remand for another Keranos or a Terminate, but I'll leave it as is. I'm okay with this hand. Again, this is like the exact same hand as we had last game. Even though I've seen a bunch of Spell Pierce, I'm fine with keeping these one-landers on the draw. Especially with so many pieces of early interaction. Even though this is like a looser one-lander. Well, no longer looser. Uh, yeah, I just like killing that thing. I don't want to deal with it. I'll get black-red. Just so I have full mana. Gas up. Ooh, okay. Don't need the 5th land. Would like a Kolaghan's Command. Was that the old debate if I'm gonna ambush Viper you or ambush Viper? Yeah, ambush Viper. That's the one. Just gonna try to land Pestermite here on my opponent's turn. Start a fight. The question now is if I want to tap the fetch land and force a fetch, or fetch. No, I want to tap the white source. Because in theory, Resto Angel could be a thing. I doubt it is, but in theory. Yeah, maybe I'll have to think about if I want that other Terminate here. So I don't like firing off the Kolaghan's Command there, because I like to be in position to fight a Mentor if I need to be. Admittedly, so I was saying, admittedly is just me fighting this way, forcing my opponent to make decisions in response to the mentor. Yes! Nope. Great. See, that worked perfectly. I like snapcastering here because I think that mana efficiency in this phase of the game is really huge. Cool. Everything about that sequence makes me feel like my opponent has exactly one, either has Path plus Bolt, like a single damage-based removal spell in their hand. I'm okay just running this out there. I'm not attached to my Pestermite combo piece. Like, I should have left up Double Bolt, but whatever. This game is basically, or these games in general, are basically showcasing exactly how absurd that card is. Sure, you can see Serum Visions. This is really the reason we've stopped seeing this card. This card's very good. The problem is that all the spells that go with it are just worse than doing this, just because of this interaction. You Snapcaster back Kolaghan's Command, you just get so far ahead in these blue mirrors, and like Celestial Colonnade. Well, also Kolaghan's Command brings along with it good answers to Colonnade. Like when your Colonnade gets Path or whatever, it's not like the end of the world, but when it gets like terminated, it's just like that little bit much more bad, I guess. Is the way to put it. Drawing both twins here is not optimal. I'm also not in a good spot to play either of them. My opponent also topped both with visions, which is really bad with me, or really bad for me. Starting to wonder if no, Pastor getting mana leaked is fine. It's possible no, the other one killed a mentor though. Yeah, I don't think there was a way for me to maneuver those mana leaks any better than I did. Top, and no play? Oh, that's a really good draw for me. Like, really, really good draw. Opposing Snapcaster resolves. Also, for some definitions of acceptable, I guess acceptable. I think I just take it this turn. The reason I'm saving the bolts, by the way, is because I feel that was actually no. I should have bolted the snap. I didn't have to do this. I was saving it so I had an answer to Colonnade, but the actual thing I should have done was just bolted the snap and then proceeded to a game state where we're both top decking. My hand is probably worse than my opponent's, so I think my hand will get progressively better compared to theirs. Um, and then as a result, they're going to be in a spot where they can't actually tap out for Colonnade for a long time. Otherwise, I'll be able to XR twin them. So that was a mistake. I should have also tapped the Sacred Foundry instead of the this land. The reason being that cuts my opponent off with double red, so they can't double bolt my Exarch. Well, give him no choice. It's turned out about the same as it would, anyways. Actually, yep, that's a problem. That's also an issue, I guess. Not dead. I can still draw out of this. It's not the draw I needed. Let's see. If I draw Pia and Kira next turn, I. Well, if my opponent doesn't fire up Celestial Colonnade, we'll start with that. And then I draw Pia and Kieran, I can win. Really like this config. Okay, let's try it. I think the only thing might be that Remand Keranos swap. Maybe it's Remand terminates the swap? I don't think so. Nope. Okay. Scry is looking for basically any kind of action. This is pretty key here. Yes, please. Not going to play the fetch because I'm not going to activate it on one because I really would like to draw that 3-drop. That is very unfortunate for us. I think this has to fetch a blue-black. And then I think we main phase click our opponent. Yeah. Let's force the action. They shipped both to bottom, so they're drawing randomly. I think I want to ship Keranos. So my opponent will path my click. They'll have 2 cards drawn. I don't really have a good way to fight the Keranos here, but their cards don't interact with my Pestermites that are going to interact with their Insectile Aberration. And if my click gets pathed, like that's the play I want to induce because it's literally the play where I just get to smash the frickin' Keranos onto the board if I draw right. Fortunately, that happened, but it's okay. I would like to induce the path, I think. So I know 4 of the 6 cards. Snap is not good here. So this is just a spot where I pass. Good. All too easy. Don't be a thing. Yes. There we go. Okay, step 1 accomplished. We have resolved Keranos. Step 2, find a way to beat that Colonnade, because I'm very dead otherwise. Oh, good. Step 2.5, our opponent does not mana leak that. See, the problem is that I don't know what cards my opponents could have drawn in this spot where I don't get attacked by Colonnade this turn, and I don't lose my creature in combat. So I'm pretty sure I don't have a lot of time to figure this out. But we'll see. So I have to draw a Deceiver Exarch or click or just die. Well, yeah. Trying to think back to see if what would have happened if I had not taken the Keranos, and I think I'd just lose to my opponent's Keranos then. Unfortunate. These matchups are pretty grindy. It's possible I'm just supposed to not have Splinter Twin in my deck at all post board here, and just have an extra Keranos and a yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have taken out the two twins for like a negate and a Keranos or something, or a terminate and a Keranos. Okay, lesson learned for the future. Um, Definitely some interesting games I'll have to go back and re-examine.